Hey guys, what's up? What is up? Hey, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. Brent Abel here, WebTennis.com, another episode of the Tennis Mindset Project, where we kind of dive in and look a little bit from time to time, a little tough love on the mental part of the game, what we need to be doing, and obviously it's a big deal. We can work all day long on the stroke technique and tactical and all this kind of stuff, even get in great shape. But if you don't embrace the mental part of the game, not only as an athlete in general, but tennis specifically, you just leave money on the table. There's just a lot to be had for really diving into the mental part of the game. Look, guys, what I want to talk about today. Well, let's see. What are we doing first here? Hold on for a sec. Let me get to this screen. And yeah, let's we're gonna well, you know what? Let me go back. Um, when you miss a shot, do this. I'm going to tell you a couple of situations where I kind of screwed up in the past. I wouldn't say I totally screwed up, but there's a better way to self-message, self-talk when you miss a shot than what I was doing, and we're gonna get into that in just a sec. Just a quick reminder: every morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific time zone. What's the right shot? It's based on two things. Number one, where do you want the ball to land over there, right? That's shot choice. But just as important, and the way to enhance the quality of the shot that you're choosing is, can you move somewhere next on the court to really make the shot choice that you've chosen to be a whole lot more effective? So what's the right shot? I show you a point, either one of my matches or someone else's matches, and right as they're about to play a shot, I pause the video and I ask you, hey, what do you think's the right shot? And then we kind of get into it in terms of shot choice and next best court positioning. So, look, guys, if you're not on my email list, go on over to webtennis.com when we're done here today and drop in a first name and email address over there. And you'll get on my email list so that you are notified with direct links to the live shows and also any kind of uploaded pre-recorded content. But I've also got a free course there for you too about the mental part of the game, which is my between points routine. Super important that you get that nailed, because that is 80% of the match, right? 80% of the match is spent not playing points, between points and on side changes. So that's what we do with that email list. Look, guys, when you miss a shot, so let's take a couple of examples here. Let's kind of take an example of a forehand, right? You're in a rally, and the next thing you know is you line up a forehand. You got the right spacing, you got the right contact point, you got the right everything, right? But the ball ends up in the net, right? Maybe it rattles the tape, or it's maybe a few inches below the top of the net. And the mistake that I used to make with that situation is I would start going through the analysis of stroke technique. Well, what did I not do, or what did I do wrong? And really, if you think about it, I mean, we've hit thousands, tens of thousands, maybe if you've been playing the game for a long time, hundreds of thousands of forehands. We know how to hit it. And so to go through and say that, well, this one forehand I missed in the net, what's the laundry list of potential swing tech, or stroke technique things that I screwed up on? Don't go there. All you got to do is just say, next time, you know what? You're looking at the net, and the next time I'm going 2 feet above it. The only adjustment you're making is height, and that's it. You're just telling yourself, next time I'm going 2 feet over the top of the net. And that's the only adjustment that you need to make. Certainly, if you crowded the ball or the timing was messed up, then yeah, maybe it's just a quick reminder for spacing, to make sure that you got the right spatial distance away from the path of that incoming ball so that you've got swing freedom. Because stroke technique wise, rarely do we ever need to make an adjustment, right? It's always either about spacing or it's about height. Now, look, let's say that you are playing a forehand and you're being taken out wide, and you go up the line with your forehand and you miss it wide. Right. So look, the only adjustment there is, next time, let's bring it back down. Let's just bring the shot inside that sideline a lot more. And basically what I got from Dave Sievertson in the last year or so is I would miss a forehander backing up the line. And he would just say, take the sideline out of it. Just bring the ball, just have your target way more inside. And when you do that, if you're a hair late, you're good, right? If you're going for close to the line and you're a hair late, the ball's wide. But if you're going well inside that sideline and you're hair late, the ball's still in. And guess what? The chances of the guy getting to the ball, if you're well inside the sideline, still are not very good. The one thought that I think we have that we need to kind of clear up is that, well, I want to go close to the sideline because I don't want him to touch it. I wanted this to be a pure outright winner. And that's when we get into trouble with flirting too close to that sideline or bringing the ball too close to the top of the net because we want to get it by him, whatever. It's just an adjustment in terms of either height if you're hitting to the net, or it's an adjustment if the ball's going wide. Just bring it inside and let the guy touch it. Just let him touch the ball. That's fine. Even if they get to it, it's probably going to be the next ball will be a much more offensive opportunity for you. So here's another way to think about it. This takes some practice. This takes some real habituating, habit building practice. Is that what I do now is if I miss a forehand into the net, I go back to a forehand that I hit, and it could have been the last shot that I hit before the one I missed was just the one that I liked. I mean, I love that ball. It was the right height above the net. I had the right feeling as I went through the ball. And no, it might not have been a winner. It might have just gone right back up the middle of the guy, but it was the kind of shot that I wish I'd hit instead of the one that I just missed. So what I'm going to do is rather than going through any kind of stroke technique analysis, or rather even than thinking, well, the adjustment I need to make is higher, I go back and I recall the little video of the ball, the trajectory going over, and I actually see it. I don't say that I shut my eyes and see it, but in my mind's eye, I guess is the best way to say it, I see the trajectory of the forehand that I hit. I see that height. I see that height, and I really and to me, it's a much deeper reminder than going through and go, okay, well, next time I'm going to hit the ball higher. I'm going to make that adjustment. That's not bad, but a deeper way of imprinting for the next time when you want to play this forehand is to go back and recall that one forehand you hit. Again, could have been the shot before. Maybe it happened 2 minutes ago, whatever it is. But that for me works a whole lot better when I miss, is to kind of recall in my mind's eye, what was the trajectory of the ball that I hit over the net a shot ago, or maybe 2 minutes ago, or maybe 5 minutes ago, or whatever it was, right? And that's a little video that I want to replay in my mind. The other side of it, when I hit the ball, usually this happens more at the end of a point, where I hit a shot that I really, really like, and the point's over, is I do a little imprinting video in my mind of, hey, there's going to be a forehand. I'm just using the forehand as an example. There's going to be a forehand coming up here where I'm going to really want to make sure that I can rewind it back a point or two or three or whatever and recall the one that I just hit. I'm going to make sure that I create this little video in my mind of what the trajectory was and a little kinesthetic feeling of what it felt like going over. And then you've got the video set that when you need it in the future, boom, that's all you have to do is just recall it. Now, I'm telling you, that stuff is not automatic. You might get an epiphany or an aha moment right now that says, oh, that sounds like a really good idea. Next time I'll just go ahead and when I need it, I'll do it. You got to really practice this thing. You got to practice it like crazy. You got to make it a habit. You got to just dig it really deep in your memory bank and work on this as just like spacing, right? We work spacing as a habit, right? We work exhaling out through contact as a habit, right? We work as our 4 parts between points routine as a habit. And this is something else that you want to habituate yourself as well. So look, here's what I mentioned before. Whoops, let's take this back one more time right here. And I've got a free course for you. If you're not on my email list, I want you to get on, if nothing else, to be able to get this course, because this is a free, it's about a 20-minute course, and it teaches you my 4 step-by-step between points routine, the BPR system, whatever you want to call it. Because again, 80% of the match is not playing points. 80% of the match is spent in between points and on side changes. And if that's a lot of time, right? I mean, between points, up the rules give us 25 seconds. Not saying that every time we go exactly to 25, sometimes it's a little bit less, but still, you don't want your mind wandering during that between points time. You really want to have a manageable, systematic routine that you go through every time, and this video will help you do that. It'll show you my 4 parts, and they're specific, right? There's 4 distinct, unique parts that I go through, and it's taken me a while to really believe it and trust it. But now that I do, I don't miss it. I just don't miss it, because I believe it's so helpful. Not only helpful in terms of kind of emotional control, the point's just over, just the greatest freaking shot of your life, and rather emotionally going up and going, come on, baby, or you just did the opposite. You had a wide open court, easy volley, you chunked into the bottom of the net, and then emotionally going down. This system helps you keep on an emotional even keel to start as your response to the end of the point, so that now you got a clean slate and you start to figure out tactically, a tactical focus. How do you want to start the next point? You get some clarity on that. And that clarity goes over into the point itself, so that you have shot choice clarity about what you want to do to execute that tactical focus. And Joe, thank you very much. Appreciate the kind words about the great course. I think it is. I think it's really helpful. And if you buy into it, literally, if you buy into it, but if you really dig in and spend some daily time on it, it's not much, but spend some daily time on it, I think you're going to find that it's helpful. This course right here is free, though. Go on over to WebTennis.com, drop in a first name and an email address, and you will get immediate access to that free training video. Guys, if you loved what we did today, click the like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get alerted every time I go live and anytime I upload some pre-recorded stuff. And there it is right there. Free course, webtennis.com. Guys, look, would love to read any comments or any questions, any remarks down below in the comments area or the chat area. And if you want to keep it private, no sweat, just shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. We can keep the discussion private if that's your preference. We can do it that way. Guys, that's it for me today. Hopefully see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time zone, another episode of What's the Right Shot. And then, of course, we do this every day at 2:30 in the afternoon Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. Yeah, we work in the mental stuff. And so hopefully today was helpful. Guys, get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Gang, see you again next time.